प्रपन्न पारिजाताय स्तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः।
ओम प्रपन्न पारिजाताय स्तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः. We are studying Srimad Bhagavad Gita with Shankar's commentary, and we are in the 13th chapter. Yesterday we read Shloka 7 to 11, we have to read them again. And yesterday we have seen that the placing of these shlokas is very important, because Bhagavan had said that Kshetra and Kshetrajna knowledge is all that knowledge. And Bhagavan also said, I will tell you about the Kshetra and Kshetrajna. And he has told about Kshetra. And now instead of telling about Kshetrajna, he has started telling this. And we may say, Kshetra, Kshetrajna, knowledge is all. That knowledge he is telling now. Kshetra, Kshetrajna, knowledge I will tell you. That knowledge he is telling now. Because in this case, knowledge is only a condition of the mind. When that mind condition becomes suitable, Brahman, which is our own reality, Kshetrajna, will manifest itself. And so that is the placing. We can also think from practical point of view that the knowledge of Kshetra should give the changes in the personality, and if it does not give, we have to cultivate those habits. And only when we have cultivated those habits, we have become fit for understanding the nature of Kshetrajna. So that is the position. And while reading, we read 7th, 8th and 9th shlokas, 9, 3 and 3, qualities of the mind. And now we read the 10th. Mai chananya yogena bhaktiravya vicharini vivikta desha sevitvam aratir jana sansadi. Now bhakti is taken as a factor in jnana. So what is the deep connection according to Gita? He has called Jnani as the Shrestha Bhakta, and now in the 12th chapter also he has described the Jnani as a Bhakta. So now he says that Bhakti, first let us try to understand the word meaning of Bhakti. Bhakti has two elements. We are not going deep into what Narada has said or so and so has said. But the word meaning of the word Bhakti contains two elements, respect and love. That respect in the sense, this is the highest thing in life. And it attracts me. I love it. So love and adoration is Bhakti. And now Bhakti has some special qualifications according to Bhagavad. So what they are? Avyavicharini Bhakti. Ananya Yogena Avyavicharini Bhakti Mai. Mai Ananya Yogena Avyavicharini Bhakti. So what is Avyavicharini? Important point, huh? Avyavicharini means not that I love God also and I love the world also. Then it is not Avyavicharini, it is Vyavicharini. I love God also and I love enjoyments also. That is Vyavichari Bhakti. That is not Avyavichari. So Vyavichari means which has some other objects of love in between. Then the bhakti becomes Vyavicharini. Vyavicharini means some other object of love is there other than Bhagwan. So, Avyavicharini means that no other object of love or adoration. And then Ananya Yogena. What is Ananya Yoga? Ananya, we find, is adjective applied to different things. Ananya Jana, we had seen in the 9th chapter. So, Ananya Yoga. Now, suppose the bhakti has become avyavicharini. Then we are not thinking of any other thing in our mind. So, it seems that it will automatically become Ananya Yoga. Ananya Yoga. No other addition, you may say. Here, no other path is not the meaning. No. Ananya Yogena Bhakti. That yoga is applied to the methods of knowledge that is irrelevant here. So yoga means joining. Ananya yoga means not joined to anyone else. Not joined to anyone. So meaning of both seem to be same. Both are, you may say, enforcing each other. That I do not think of anything else, so it is Avyabhicharini, and I think of God alone. You may say, Ananya, you can add, we know that. But that does not apply here. Ananya Bhakti does not say Ananya Yogena Bhakti. So Ananya Yogena Bhakti seems to be only emphasizing that Avyabhicharini. Now, Mai. Mai means don't take Sri Krishna as a person. Then that Mai becomes fanaticism. That becomes very much narrowing the mind. So we must take Bhagwan throughout the Gita is talking, knowing that he is Bhagwan, he is avatar. And so Mai can be taken as for any towards God through any avatar. You may take it as bhakti for God also. Mai means God. Or specifically, you can take bhakti for God through any avatar. So that is Mai. Now, this bhakti is called Jnanam. So, Jnanam definition we have already seen. That which will make me automatically manifest God in my consciousness. So these psychological factors, 20 we counted yesterday. So 12 are over, this is 13. That these preparation of the mind where God will manifest himself. So this bhakti, mind you, this love is absolutely essential. And I have told hundreds of times and I tell again, Shankaracharya's Gita commentary is the basis of understanding all scriptural commentaries by Shankaracharya. So, Shankar has always paid the highest respect, love, and authority in avatar. And so, here he has not commented that why this has come. He has accepted, he has to accept because he accepts Krishna as avatar. So he has to accept that highest authority. And here he is commenting upon Mai Ananya Yogena Avyavicharini Bhakti is one of the preparations of the mind to receive manifestation of Bhagwan. Okay. Now, next is Vivikta Desha Sevitvam. Now, Vivikta Vivikta is not necessarily lonely place, please. Ekantavasi is not meant necessarily here. The Vivikta comes as a participle from Viveka. Chosen, discriminatively chosen. That means that place which is helpful for feeling God, which is helpful for being devoted to God, which is helpful for meditation on God. That is called, and the habit of taking resort to such place. Sevitvam. Sevitvam means that habit or that nature of the mind. Now, Sri Ramakrishna has said one should meditate in mind, a corner or forest. So now, with the Desha, we may practical purposes, the temples, except for Ramakrishna Mission temples, I am telling you, are too crowded for being used for bhakti. We may go there, salute, that's all. Some of our temples are rather all our I remember when the Aurangabad new temple was inaugurated, the Swami in charge said, "This is Sri Ramakrishna Dhyan Mandir. We invite you to sit here and meditate. Clean, no sound, no disturbance, feeling the presence of God, so you can come and meditate." So these temples are different. Otherwise, in your own house, you can keep a room separately. Swamiji has mentioned it, that if you keep such a room where you will only think of God, then that sanskara will get filled up in that room. And so whenever you have some other dejection or some wrong thoughts, if you go to that room, they will get resolved. If you keep that room specially to think of God, then anytime your other thoughts come, if you enter that room, they will be calmed down. So you have to find a place in your own house or near some river. Now, some people like to sit near Ganges or some holy river to think of God. They don't feel disturbed. People are taking bath, jumping here and there, but in the presence of Ganges, they feel highly meditative atmosphere. So like that, there may be a cave in the Himalayas or in some mountain that is supposed to be the very good place for meditation. So some place selected for thinking of God has to be taken resort to. The man has a habit to go to such a place. Vivikta Desha Sevitvam. On the other hand, Aratir Jana Sansadi. Now, what is this Sansad? Indian Parliament is called Sansad. Jana Sansad. Jana means necessarily, Jana means ordinary people. Prakruta Purushas. Purushas without any spiritual sanskaras. What happens when they gather? The situation is described as speakers many, subject any. Adda, we call it Adda in our language. You find somebody starts some topic and then anything to talk about, they talk. Now, if you go to such a place, mind will surely be distracted. So this man has developed a distaste arati, jana sansati. Now we see many of these things yesterday we saw in Sri Ramakrishna's life. So it is described in his childhood that he would be found wherever people are singing or talking of God, but away from people who are gossiping. Now in our sannyas life, how much important it is. Some people in some place have made a tradition to sit and gossip. Sri Ramakrishna has said, our teachers have said that if Kamini Kanchan is very bad, next thing bad is this adda, this gossiping without any central theme. And now we are talking of Jnanam. We are talking of the mental condition where Bhagavan will be manifested. And so this is a habit. Automatically it comes if we really got the knowledge of Kshetra. Or it does not come, we have to cultivate it. It has to be cultivated. So that is the Aratir Jana Sansadi. Now,
what is Arati Maharaj?
Arati, distaste, disliking, distaste. Now we come to Shloka 11. Adhyatma Jnana Nityatvam. Adhyatma Jnana. That means Adi Atma Jnana. Based upon the nature of Atman, knowledge. Now, and Nityatvam, constancy. So the implication is meditative habit, that is the meaning. Adhyatma Jnana Nityatvam means meditative habit that has to be cultivated. Mahaprabhuji has said repeatedly, meditative habit is the main important thing in spiritual life. You sit and meditate morning and evening, that's a different thing. But throughout the whole day, you are active in work or bhakti or whatever, but your mind should be given to God. Sri Ramakrishna has repeatedly told, give 12 annas of your mind to God and do your worldly duties by 4 annas. And when the work is over, give all 16 annas to God. So in the mind, another simile is given by people. When we have Durga Puja or any celebration continuing for many days, one lamp is burned before the start of the puja, and that should be burning throughout the puja. So some part of the mind in a sadhak's mind must be given to God always. So we can call this best as meditative habit. Adhyatma Jnana Nityatvam. Keep that knowledge based upon self constantly. So how to keep knowledge constantly? By thinking of God, by meditating. Then last, Tattva Jnanartha Darshanam. Tattva, fundamental nature of everything, the nature of reality. Tattvam, thatness of that. That is the meaning of the word Tattvam, thatness. That means the real nature. Jnana, consciousness of that. Artha, meaning of the consciousness of Tattva. Darshanam, seeing that. Anyway, appears to be a technical word. The meaning is that the aim should never be forgotten. The artha of Tattvajnan is the realization of God. What else is the artha? Tattvajnan itself is realization of God. The meaning of Tattvajnan is realization of God. And to have that in view, darshana means have that in view. Tattva Jnanartha Darshanam means have that aim of life in view. So we have completed the 21 psychological conditions, and we saw the last line in the beginning itself. Etad jnanam iti proktam. This is called by the wise people as jnanam. We have seen that yesterday, that this mental condition is called jnanam because the thing to be known is our own real nature. It is not an object to be known. It is not known today because our mental habits are wrong based upon ajnana of innumerable lives. And so correction applied to the habits of the mind, that is what we have found, all these 20. Correction applied to the habits of the mind. Wrong habits corrected. New spiritual habits cultivated. So this is jnanam, emphatically. It is Bhagavan only who can use such emphatic word. This is knowledge. And to emphasize it further, he says, anything other than this is ignorance. So anything other than the cultivation of these 20 psychological merits is ignorance, taking you opposite side of God. So this is what we have studied. Now let us see what Shankaracharya has to talk about it. So we go back to introduction to the 7th shloka by Shankaracharya. Kshetragyo vakhyam makhyavana visheshano yasya swaprabhavasya kshetrajnasya parijnanat amrutatvam bhavati tam gneyam yattat prokshami ityadina savisheshanam swayam eva vakshati Bhagavan. Shankar says that Bhagavan has said, I will tell you about Kshetra and Kshetrajna, and I already said that only Kshetra knowledge and Kshetrajna knowledge gives aim of life. So expectation is that he will tell about Kshetrajna, but that he will do from 12th shloka onwards. Neyam yattat pravakshami is the beginning of the 12th shloka. So Shankar points out that what he has promised he will do, but wait a little. Yasya saprabhavasya parijnanat amrutatvam, that Bhagavan has told that I will tell you its nature, its influence, its effect on life. So Shankar here reminds that whose effect on life will be your immortality. So that Bhagavan will take up on Shloka 12. Adunatu, but now at this point, now at this psychological point, when Kshetra knowledge has already been gained. So this knowledge, 2 steps Bhagavan said, Kshetra knowledge and Kshetrajna knowledge. Now it seems there are 2.5 steps or 3 steps. So one more step has come in between, cultivation of 20 psychological merits. Adunatu, tad jnana sadhana ganam. Acharya says, the means of the group of the means of that knowledge. Now, Acharya everywhere has said that this is auxiliary knowledge, this is means of knowledge. But remember, Bhagavan has said, Eta jnana viti proktam. This is knowledge. Anything else is ignorance. So, we have to follow Shankar. Shankar says that this is the means of knowledge. It may have the same meaning that if these means are adopted, knowledge will come. Sadhana ganam. Yes means sati. Yes. Shankar also is telling same thing. If they are present, tad neya vijnane yogya adhikruto bhavati. Yes. That sadhak becomes fit for realization of the thing to be known, Jnaya Vijnane. Experiential knowledge of the thing to be known, the sadhana becomes fit for if these psychological merits are there. Okay, so that is jnana. Yat para sannyasi jnaneshya uchyate. Yat para. Yat para means one who takes these as the supreme thing of life, the only thing of life, is devoted to. So it comes to knowledge only. Huh? It comes to that he knows that I have to cultivate these merits, nothing else. That is called yat para. Sannyasi. So obviously this is reference to a sannyasi. Now let us take sannyasi only in the Gita sense of the word. Gerua's dress is not sannyasi. Sannyas Vidhi is not sannyasi. Virjahom is not sannyasi. Sannyasi is defined in the 18th chapter of the Gita. So, Arjuna has asked in the 18th chapter, after listening to all the 17th chapter, he has no doubts. But he wants to practice what has been told. And he has understood by now that realization of God can be obtained by sannyas only. In the 18th chapter, we find in the 49th shloka, sannyasena adhigacchati. From this purity of the mind to final realization, one goes by sannyas. So sannyas is a process. Sannyas is not a state. Sannyas is not a vidhi. Sannyas is a process. Sannyasena adhigacchati. And in several places, Shankaracharya has said, Jnana Nishta is sannyas, sannyas is Jnana Nishta. That means the obstruction in God realization is no external obstruction. The only obstruction is I or ego. Only obstruction. This I or ego has two states, two levels. I am the doer. Shankara has mentioned that also in several places. I am the doer, I am the experiencer. Now, in the beginning, when I am the doer, I am the experiencer of the world. I cannot experience God so long as I am the doer. So he follows Karma Yoga. And by Karma Yoga, I am the doer vanishes. But I am the experiencer does not vanish. Now he does not experience the world. He experiences God. He starts experiencing God when the I, the doer, recedes. In the 6th chapter also this was told, Arukshar Munirugam Karma Karanam Uchyate, Yoga Rudasya Taseva Shama Karanam Uchyate. So, Jnana Yogena Sankhya Nam Karma Yoga. Everywhere Bhagavan has said the same thing, that you have to climb a hill and that is not the end of the road. Climbing is over. You have to walk now for a quite a distance. So when one starts experiencing nature, God, then that has to become continuous, that has to gain force, and that has to go beyond. That is called Jnana Nishtha. Sticking to that knowledge which is born after Karma Yoga has purified your mind. Karma Yoga purifies your mind, then two things happen. The Jnana is born and you are fit to remain steady in that. Jnana Nishtha Yogyata and Jnana born. Both of these things are there when the mental purity comes. And then you cultivate that knowledge more and more by meditation. So that is the meaning of Nididhyasana. So here, sannyasi jnana nishtha. Shankara said, sannyasi jnana nishtha uchyate. Such a sannyasi is called Jnananishta. What type of sannyasi? Tadne Vijnane Yogya Adhikruto Bhavati Yat Paraha Sannyasi. So, same thing which I have been telling, that when he becomes pure, he becomes fit to get knowledge, and he takes that cultivation of knowledge itself as the supreme thing in life, that he is a sannyasi. He is the Jnananishta.
Jnananishta Uchyate, I am not finding. Jnananishta Uchyate.
Sannyasi. This is not Shankaracharya, no?
Yes, this is Shankaracharya.
This is further. This is not what we are reading. We have gone too much. Beginning of 7th shloka I told.
Oh, 7.
This is over. We came to Shankaracharya, and I told we have to go back to beginning of 7th shloka.
Yes, this is 7.
Here. Tadneya Vijnane Yogya Adhikruta Bhavati Yatpara Sannyasi Jnananishta Uchyate. Here we are studying. Tam means those qualities, that fitness. Amanatwadi Ganam, a group of qualities. Jnana sadhanatvad jnana shabda vachya. So here Shankar says they are called jnana because they are sadhan for jnana. We take it in that meaning. When they are there, that he has already said, when they are there, jnana automatically will come. Vidadhati Bhagavan. So Bhagavan is now prescribing those group of qualities by cultivating which jnana will automatically come. We said that this is jnana because Bhagavan will be automatically manifested. Shankar says if we cultivate this, jnana will be automatically come. So one and the same. Two type of languages. So now particulars. Amanitvam, manino bhavo manitvam, atmana shlaganam, tad abhava amanitvam. Yesterday we took so many examples. Here he says the bhav, attitude of a self-respecting man. Expecting self-respect for oneself, such attitude is called manitvam. Further meaning is atmana shlaganam, praising oneself. This is manitvam, tad abhava amanitvam. So I have seen that the beginning qualities are all negative because the normal habits of man are like that and they have to be removed, changed. So normally a man praises himself, brags, and expects respect for oneself. So absence of this habit is called amanitvam. So this habit is there and one has to get rid of this habit. Adambitvam, swadharma prakati karanam. In other place, Shankaracharya said dharma dvajitvam. Same thing here. Swadharma prakati karanam. That means, say, example, these Vaishnavas, they put so many marks on their face that their face itself tells he belongs to this sampradaya. That is Swadharma Prakati Karanam. Now Vedantis wear Geruva dress. So people will know he is a Vedanti. Sri Ramakrishna did not put Geruva dress. Anyway. So, Swadharma Prakati Karanam is we saw it in the other light, showing. Prakati Karanam here means showing. Expressing and showing are two different things. If you have Tyag Vairagya, then you express that by Geruva dress. You have no Tyag Vairagya, and Thakur has criticized many people like that. Why Geruva? This will generate only ego. People will come and salute you and you will have downfall. That is what Thakur is. So, Prakati Karanam should mean showing something which you have not. If you have something and show, that is called expressing. And if you have nothing and show, that is called showing. And we said that you have a little, but show you have more. The equivalent word is ostentation. So, Dhamma. Swadharma Prakati Karanam Dambhitvam Tad Abhava Dambhitvam. So, absence of that also. Ahimsa, Ahimsanam Praninam Apidanam. Ahimsanam means not to give problem or trouble to living beings. We had discussed enough yesterday, but Apidanam Shanti Paraparada Prapto Avikriya. If somebody has done some fault, even then you are not disturbed, you are not reacting to that. That is Shanti. Shama. Arjavam Rujubhavo Avakratvam. So Rujubhav can be understood by thinking of the negative, that non-crookedness. Avakratvam. Acharya Pasanam Moksha Sadhana Padeshtuhu. So Acharya is not any teacher here who is teaching, who is telling you the means of getting moksha. Moksha sadhana upadeshtu. One who is giving you, advising you about your path to moksha. Acharyasa shushrushadi prayogena sevana. Now what is serving? Sevana means taking resort to actually. So what is the meaning of taking resort to? Serving him. Acharya says serving. Shushrushadi prayogena. Serving, Shushrushya has two meanings. Serving and desire of listening from him. Both are called Shushrushya. So, you should. So, meaning here is that in my mind, I have respect for teacher. That will not do. You have to serve him. Now here, many people, the sadhus in the Ramakrishna Mission and the devotees raise this question. How shall we serve our Guru? The first thing is, who is your Guru? If you have taken mantra diksha from the Ramakrishna Mission, whether you are a sannyasi or Guru, Sri Ramakrishna is the only Guru, no other Guru. Our Diksha Guru, Yatishwaranji, used to tell clearly while giving Diksha, I am giving you mantra, but I am not your Guru. Thakur is your Guru. I am telling this because these days things are forgotten. And my Guru, your Guru, there are no different Gurus in the Ramakrishna Mission. They are mouthpieces. That is what my teacher has taught me. What we are called Gurus. Now, you are given this work, you are given that work. These people are given this work. The whole Sangha is Thakur's body. Out of this body, this is the mouth to give mantra. That is the correct attitude. I have given two examples. Yatishwaranji very clearly, while giving mantra, used to say, I am not your Guru. Thakur is only your Guru. So how and when, due to passing of time, this seems to elapse, and then I am not served. How can I serve President Maharaj? How can I serve him? This is the wrong notion. Whether you are a sannyasi or a grahastha, if you have done any service to the Ramakrishna Mission, including giving donation, You are serving your Guru. If you further the cause for which Ramakrishna Mission stands, you are serving the Guru. Here, in the end of the Gita, Shankaracharya will tell to teach Gita, Parama Guru Seva Maya Kriyate. I am serving the Parama Guru, Shri Krishna, by talking of Gita. So, important words I am explaining. Acharya Upasanam, Shankar said, Shushrusha, Ityadi. So the question is raised by many people, how can we serve our Guru? And the answer is, first understand who is your Guru. And mission is the Leela Sharir of Thakur. Mission is the continuation of Shri Ramakrishna Leela. It has not ended. Shri Ramakrishna Leela is continuous. And that continuation is through the Ramakrishna Mission. And to serve the Ramakrishna Mission is like serving Shri Ramakrishna's body. And so that should be the meaning of Guru Shushrusha. Moksha sadhana upadeshtu acharyasya Shushrusadi prayogena sevanam. What is Shushrusadi prayogena sevanam? So sevanam does not mean serving. Sevanam, we do not say sadhu seva, this seva. Seva means taking resort to. So how to take resort to? By seva. And learning from him, listening from him. Both meanings are there in Shushrusha. Shaucham, yesterday described. Shankar says, Kaya malanam mrudjalabhyam prakshalanam. In Shankar's days, we did not have bath soap of hundreds of types. People used to rub mud on their body and take bath. So Shankar says, Kaya malanam mrudjalabhyam prakshalanam. There is dirt on the body, it has to be washed by clay and water, mud and water, dust and water, mrut jalabhyam, two things. For those who are interested, the best soap is the, what is called that? Gram powder. That is called besan. It cleans every pore of your skin. Anyway, so you have to take the equivalent. One should never go by the words. Times are different, so we do not apply mud now. Whatever by soap or whatever by cleansing agent and water, you have to clean. Prakshalanam. Antacha manasa pratipaksha bhavanaya ragadi malanam apanayanam shaucham. So internal cleaning and external cleaning both. External cleaning by taking bath by clay, and we had some Orthodox Swami in Nagpur. After Shauch, he used to pick up mud 3 times. Mud, wash, mud, wash, mud, wash. Then he used to peel as wash. 3 times, regularly. Anyway, now consider this internal cleaning. Pratipaksha bhavanaya. This word is from Patanjali Yoga Shastra. And this Pratipaksha Bhavanam has 2 meanings. Let me quote Patanjali first. Those who want to write down Maitri, Karuna, Mudita, Upeksha, Anam, Sukha, Dukkha, Punya, Punya Vishaya, Anam, Bhavana, Chitta Prasadanam. Oh, before that sutra, this Pratipaksha Bhavanam comes. Anyway, that is a different sutra. Pratipaksha Bhavan means, no, that sutra is become irrelevant. By mistake I quoted that. Pratipaksha Bhavanam has two meanings. One is, I will give an example and you will understand. Swamiji has explained in Rajoga. Suppose you get a feeling of anger over somebody. Then what is the Pratipaksha of anger? Love. So raise a wave of love. Very practical, huh? This love can be for each other. This love can be for a common object. This love can be love for God. I need not tell stories on this point. Anyway. In the Western psychology given by Swamiji, some quarrel has happened between the husband and wife. So they are sitting facing opposite to each other. Somebody picks up their small child and keeps between them. They forget the anger and love. One example is given. Another example was 78, 79. 79, I had stayed in Kankal Ashram for some time. And there they had purposefully cultivated a habit. After lunch, they're all sitting together. And as the human habit is there, we are just now seeing, some criticism for somebody comes. So somebody will criticize somebody. The Mahanta will immediately say, but he had done such a wonderful thing at that time. Everybody will understand. Yes, Maharaj, yes, Maharaj. He had done, everybody will start telling, he had done this thing, he had done this thing, he had done this thing. So that criticism, that anger, that hatred will be lost. This is Pratipaksha Bhava. And they had deliberately cultivated this. Rarely, once only I found, the Mahanta himself started criticizing somebody. The assistant to him, Kantaraj Maharaj, Prasannananda, he said, but Maharaj, he has done such a good thing, and everybody changed. So I saw it can be cultivated. Best I would say, love. If love for God, wave is raised, everything is gone. But if we try to control that anger, it does not go. A tension is added by the control. That is why this Pratipaksha Bhavanam has come. The force should be nullified. So if this force is in a wrong direction, you put another force in this direction, Pratipaksha Bhavanam. Then that becomes nullified. All this is one meaning of Pratipaksha Bhavanam. Second meaning is, tell your mind, this is bad, this is ruining you. That is Pratipaksha Bhavanam. Think against that is called Pratipaksha Bhavanam. So a thought opposite to that is raised, or think that the bad effects of that thing. Think that it is bad, then it will become nullified, not by control. पतंजलि ढूंढने पे मिलेगा क्या? वो है ना राजो की पुस्तक,
स्वामी जी कंप्लीट बुक्स
राजो की पुस्तक है ना? नहीं नहीं, वो पीली पुस्तक है, बड़ी मोटी, शुरू में भी। हाँ, यस, let me find out what Patanjali has used this. It must be in Sadhan Pad, na? Or in Kaivalya Pad. No, somewhere the index to sutras will be given, should be given. No. Kavijit Rajogi is not here.
Maybe Sadhan Pad. First two chapters. Practice or
Let me find out what Patanjali has said now. तो क्रिया योग वगैरह से शुरू करते हैं। प्रतिपक्ष भावना is there. Anyway, I explained Pratipakshi Bhavanam, both the meanings, but it seems to have been taken from Patanjali, and so I am trying to find out what Patanjali has said. Heyam dukkam anagatam. Dhyana heyastadvrittaya. छोड़ दो। पुण्य पुण्य हेतुत्वात् दुःखमेव सर्वं विवेकिनाम। कहाँ है? नहीं। Give it up. It's unnecessary wasting time. I am not such expert in this yoga book. Swamiji's book is not there. Right.
next class we can do tomorrow.
हाँ, प्रतिपसव हेय सूक्ष्म ध्यान योग सिद्धि अभिनिवेश दुखांशी दुर्दर्शन अस्मिता So, sorry, if somebody helps, it would have come. नहीं, छोड़ो, नहीं मिला। साधारण काल में नहीं मिल रहा।
वितर्क वादन प्रतिपक्ष भावना। वितर्क वादन
इंडेक्स नहीं दी इसने, इंडेक्स होनी चाहिए थी ना। छोड़ो, नहीं मिला। हमारे साधन पाठ पूरा देख लिया।
First chapter, first. You've seen the first chapter. Its use, practice.
हाँ, मिल गया। चल, वितर्क बाधने प्रतिपक्ष भावनम, साधन पाठ 33। वितर्का हिंसादया कृत कारित अनुमोदिता लोभ क्रोध मोह पूर्वक मृदु मध्यादि मात्रा दुख ज्ञानानंत फला इति प्रतिपक्ष भावनम। So he defines प्रतिपक्ष भावन is finding the fault with those things, the second meaning which you told. Okay, so those who are interested, Patanjali Yoga Sutra, Sadhan Path 33 and 34, that's all. So, Shankar says, Manasa Pratipaksha Bhavanaya Ragadi Malana. Ragadi, Raga, Dvesha, Abhinavesha, etc. So, Raga is attachment and other things. Attachment, opposite aversion, like that. Think against them or raise a contrary thought. Nullification comes in this way. So that is internal cleaning. Malanam apanayanam, removing the dirt of the mind. Shaucham, that is the definition of cleanliness. Sairyam sirvavo moksha marge eva krita adhyavasayatvam. I told that. Steadiness in path. Sairyam does not mean standing in one place. Sthira bhav, moksha margi. In the road of moksha, steadily going. Kruta adhyavasayam. That means steadiness in moksha marga. You have to continuously walk on moksha marga. That is called sairyam. Atma vinigraha, atmana apakarakasya, atma shabda vachasya, karyakarana sangatasya vinigraha. Shankar has made a fun here, humor. Atma means oneself. Shankar says that which is not oneself. That which we take as oneself, but that which is not oneself, body, mind, etc. Atmana means oneself, does not mean the real self. Real self is not to be controlled. So, Atma Vinigraha means Atmana Apakarakasya, those who are injurious to Atman. Atma Shabda Vachasya, and yet they are called Atman. Body, Indriyas, mind, etc., Buddhi are opposite to Atman, and yet they are called Atman. Their control. Vinigraha Swabhavena Sarvata Pravrittasya Sanmarge Eva Nirodha Atmani. So, Nirodha does not mean stopping. They, by their own nature, are going everywhere, but bring them to Moksha Marga. So, Atmanigraha, he understood that Atmana Apakarakasya, injurious to the Atman, enemies of the Atman, Atma Shabda Vachasya, and they are called Atman. Karyakarana Sangatasya, body and Indriyas. Vinigraha, control. Control means Swabhavena Sarvata Pravrittasya, by their nature, they are going everywhere. Sanmarge eva nirodha, bringing them to the right path. That is called nirodha, Atma Vinigraha. Okay, so we'll read the Shankar commentary on the remaining shlokas tomorrow. Om Prapanna Parijataya Totra Vetra Ekapanaye Jnanamudraya Krishnaya Gitamrita Duhe Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Shri Ramakrishna Arpanam.
Prapanna Parijataya Totra Vetraikapanaye Jnanamudraya Krishnaya Gitamrita Duhe Namaha.